The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
The last time we spoke?
I don't know, but you know what, Carlos, I'm just looking at this. You only live, probably 7 or 8 blocks from me, maybe more, maybe a half mile, quarter mile, and it's like you're overseas. We're doing video.
I know. like we have to catch a plane or something, right?
Yeah, exactly. But what you were getting at, the whole world has kind of changed over the last 6 weeks, 7 weeks. Now, I guess in Massachusetts, starting today, you have to wear some kind of face mask or scarf or something. So yeah, it's everything's changed, and I think the longer we are in this, it gets more difficult. It's not like you're in jail or anything. It's just you want to get back to your old life of, going. If you want to go out to a restaurant on the weekend, you can do it. Where now that's not the case. For me, I have my mom's in a nursing facility. I saw her on Friday only because she had to go to a doctor's appointment and they allowed it. Other than that, I really haven't seen her in the last 6 weeks. So it makes it difficult on families,
Yeah. And those are really the ones that we need to protect the most. Yeah. The most is the elderly. And and with this thing that some people wants to use the masks, some people refuse to use the masks because somehow for them they losing their rights. I mean, it's just, I see it this way. It's just something temporary. It's just something that we can save the guy in front of you. That's what it is. Nobody wants to tell you that we're going to take you your rights forever, that we're going to, that the whole country's going to change because now you have a mask on. I just think that people are really taking, and the Americans are very proud of their freedom, and everything that can touch that freedom, it's a big deal for them. And I understand that, but the way I put it, if it's 50 people in one room and you have somebody that actually can die from those 50 people. Yeah. And the solution is, let's put the mask on so that guy sitting in there will survive this. Okay? It's the way I see it. I mean, are they going to really take my rights away from this? I mean, if they're going to now say that 5 years from today, we still have masks and nobody's dying from the virus. Yes, now they're taking my freedom away. And that's not the case. But, I mean, it's, and 3 things that should not mix, and we always talk about that, is politics, religion. Yeah. You should not mix. When you mix that, that's it. You're touching in some tough spots that people get angry about, and this is my thing with the masks is I'm using the masks because I don't know, I could be the guy that carrying the virus and I don't know. And I've never got tested. So I could be carrying the virus and I don't know, and guess what? And I will feel guilty finding out that a month after, the guy that was in front of me, it's dead because he got the virus from me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing it out of respect for other people personally. But I mean, you know, there are so many things. I think this is what makes this so crazy right now, is that I don't think anybody really knows, you know. So we were told in the beginning that it was you know, it really wasn't going to be that bad. It was going to stay over in China. Okay. Then we're told, don't worry about wearing face masks. It's not necessary. You're not putting yourself or anybody in danger. Then we find out later on, you're going to have to do it. And now the state of Massachusetts is, you know, saying you're going to be fined. So you know, I try to look at things on both sides of the spectrum, you know, that you look at, you know, the evolution of all this going on, that, you know, people don't know. They don't really, you don't know what to believe half the time. And I think that's part of a lot of the anxiety that people feel.
And when we talk about Republicans and Democrats, nobody knows. One party don't know better than the other.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Whatever the Democrats saying today, they could be saying a different thing next week. Same thing with the Republicans. Whatever the Republicans are saying today, they could change next week. Depends. Nobody knows what we're walking into.
And that's what I'm getting at. I mean, that's the thing I really hate now, is when the press conferences with the president each night were coming out, it was always like a gotcha game. Like, you know, why are you doing this, or why are you doing that? And you didn't come out fast enough. You know, this is something that happens once every 100 years. I don't fault Nancy Pelosi for going out there and saying shop in Chinatown back in February, or the people in New York, the politicians there, they didn't know at the time. So to me, this whole gotcha game of you didn't do this fast enough, I don't want to hear that. This is the situation we're in now. How are we going to get through this in one piece without totally destroying this economy? And I think that's been lost a lot of the ways, and I think that's why I'm frustrated.
And between the people dying, between the virus and the economy, it's walking the line. You're going to lose control. Your feet's going to go into the economy side, and then the next step, you're going to fall into the other side. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't matter where you're going to turn, it's going to be damage.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
I mean, and I know they keep on saying, you know, the economy is going to come back strong. I'm not sure. You can't just shut down big machines and then just expect them to start up without stalling or whatever. So I'm not totally confident.
The thing I see it's this, and that's what they're trying to figure out still, is they paying people to survive so they don't lose their jobs. But in the meantime, they want to go back to work. I just think this way, and I served tables for almost 20 years. They pay me. I had checks of $40 a week, a check for $40 a week.
That's all you get.
But I got $300-400 in tips a week. Okay.
Yep.
So now I'm going to picture myself is I'm going to fight this, and I want to go desperate to work. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to give up that help that the state has given me, the government has given me. I'm going to give up that because I prefer to go to work. But guess what? Instead of serving 10 tables a night, I'm going to serve 1 table.
Yeah.
The restaurant owner is going to have problems. He's going to give up the loans that he can get from the government to stay close. But guess what? Now he's not behind just on rent. Now he has to buy material for the stock. He needs to stock the restaurant. Now he needs to pay the employees. And guess what? How is he going to survive with 10 tables a night? He's not going to survive with that. So that's why I'm thinking these people are desperate to go to work, and I understand. But why you want to go to work if you not having people going out and eat? You know what I'm saying? It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
Well, I think, Carlos, part of the whole thing of starting it is, let's face it, nobody's going to go out right away. For the first week or two, nobody's going to go out until people see, like I talk to you and you tell me, hey, I went here. Then you're going to do it, but you're going to wait a little bit. So the longer we put it off too, the longer it's going to take to get back on track. I mean, the whole travel industry is destroyed.
And 10% of the small business were never coming back.
Yeah.
Because they're already struggling before. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
They were those are already struggling before. Forget about it. They're gonna get the help, but that help just gonna take them three months down the road. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, then they on their own. So and now you have the vacation. We just are realizing it's not how much freedom we had, is how much we had. If you want to go to Portugal, you just call an agency, you book a hotel, and you're gone. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is where we were taking for granted.
Yeah.
All this time we were taken for granted. It was this freedom and the capacity to have a credit card on our wallet that, you know, we can go. It's not because of money that I'm not going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it's so yeah, it's the whole thing. I was telling Allison the other night, I said, I'm glad we went to Portugal in September, because you know what I mean, who knows when it's going to be back to normal that you're going to be able to just go.
Well, I cancel all the trips. All the trips. Even our Europe cruise that was sold out. I mean, we sold out like in a month. We sold out back in January. I had to cancel everything because even if everything is trying to get back to normal, now I don't want to catch that second wave and be stuck somewhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, everything could go back to normal, not back to normal 100%, but 50% normal by September. Our trip was only in November to France and Italy.
Yeah.
Only in November. But guess what? If in September or October starts a second wave, we could be stuck. Yeah. And I don't want that for myself. I don't want that for the people that are traveling with me. So we decided this year we're not doing no overseas, and we're going to stay. I mean, I hope I don't have to do no overseas, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But because I have parents still alive and they live in Portugal. I have family there. But other than that, I don't think I will take a chance to do it. And even that I will think twice. But so everything is like, we don't know tomorrow. The fact is, since February, we don't know tomorrow. We got to bed today. We check our fever. We have no fever. You get up on the next morning, you check your fever, you have no fever. It's another blessed day, you know, to stay at home and just.
Yeah, it's like Groundhog Day, right? Like the movie. Every day is the next day, the next day, the next day, kind of thing.
Exactly,
so
exactly. So, so we talked a little bit about the virus. Let's talk about Fall River. I want to congratulate you. You're one of the mayors picked for the committee to pick our chief. How was that experience?
Yeah, it was a great experience. I was really I really appreciated that the mayor asked me. You know, I've done it in the past because you know I work in human resources, so it was nice to be involved. 3 good candidates. We were able to ask. Well, there were 15 questions, and they were around like homelessness, the panhandling, ethics. What it was like to be a chief, that sort of thing. And we also had follow-up questions as well. Some of the panel members came out with follow-up questions. So I think overall it went well. They were, 3 qualified candidates. But as we can tell in the end, there can only be one winner. So I think it was a good choice. Captain Cardoza, I think, is a great candidate. He's got a lot of experience. I think he's going to be able to really move the morale in an upward trend. So I think he's the guy for the job. I mean, we were very spoiled, I think, in Fall River with Chief Racine. He was an excellent police chief, very approachable, wanted to know how we felt here in the city. And even if it was something minor, he said, it's a quality of life issue for you. You live here. It's important to me. Mm-hmm. So, I really miss Chief Racine because I think he was a great police chief. He really cared about this city. He grew up here, he has family here. But he really did care. And I get that out of Mr. Cardoza. I think we're going to have a great police chief in him. So
I'm happy. And I was I was one of the persons that did interviews for Chief Racine.
Well, kudos to you. See, you picked a good chief.
was a good pick. And with that, it was, and believe me, it was thanks to Mayor Flanagan that at the time he put some neighborhood groups together and said, this is just going to help me. It's not going to make my mind, but it's going to help me understand on the neighborhood side how you guys feeling who would be the best candidate. And after the questions, and to tell you the truth, I didn't like on the paperwork they gave me. It was like a yellow pages. Remember the yellow pages? That you could not start on page 1 and finish on page 5,000. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I didn't really went through that, but we based our pick more on the questions and answers about the neighborhoods and how you react and how you will react with different situations on the neighborhood if we need him to his backup. And at the end, we were surprised because then we vote on the closed envelope, our picks, and all, I think we were 7 people.
Oh, wow.
I believe all of us picked the same candidate.
Oh, excellent.
So the mayor opened the envelopes and said, this just gives me the short that I was already having, my feelings about, and having all the neighborhoods thinking the same way. I think is it's a good chance. And he was a very good chief. Yeah. What I've been hearing about Cardoza, I don't know him personally.
Yeah.
But I had a couple of calls already this week after the mayor picked him, that he pretty much followed the same footsteps of Chief Racine. Yeah. The way that he walked the streets, the way that he attended meetings. And so we probably have another chief probably graduate from the same school as Racine. And probably we have a good chief.
Yeah, no, it's a good step forward for the city of Fall River. I think try to get some controversy behind us, and I think he'll be able to do that. And like I said, push the morale up in the force. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy.
Budget. What are you thinking?
We all know the whole pay-as-you-throw thing being thrown out. I didn't really get into it because it's like, whatever, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It is what it is. Whatever they do, they do. But we all knew this was going to blow up. But I mean, more importantly is what is the budget going to be like next year? Because of we haven't really had any sales, right? Mm-hmm. You have all the restaurants shut down to a point.
But do you remember going back, we talked about this a couple of times, and I said it's no mayor that could go from $500,000 to $8 million.
Yeah.
Safe, cash free.
Yeah.
No mayor. So guess what? And that's been proven now, because guess what? They have to start moving the money back to the accounts.
Yeah, I know.
Every account is short. So, if you only make 100, you cannot save 5,000.
No.
Right?
No, you're right. You're right.
It's only one way you're going to save it. If you don't want to pay your electric, you're not going to pay your rent, you're not going to pay nobody else, and you're going to put all your money on the savings. So guess what? At the end of the month, hey, I have $5,000 on my savings, but guess what? I own $4,000 in bills.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's going to be difficult. We had a big increase in property tax last year. We're going to have the Durfee thing come online, the high school. So it's going to be tough. And
again, the city councils, they can go around the city councils. It's their fault. They accept the budget. If they don't accept the budget, okay, we will not have a budget. So he's going to have to fix it. So if they had not approved that budget, they will send it back for him to fix it because they knew was problems on that budget, but they accepted. Okay?
I know.
So guess what? They are accomplished just like the mayor. Same thing.
Oh, no, I agree. It was an election year. It was an election year, and who wants to say no to getting ready of a fee? You know what I mean? So but I agree. This, Carlos, you and I discussed this in this past. This whole pay-as-you-throw thing was just ridiculous. It started out, but you know what? You had folks that wouldn't support it. They went after, and it was Mayor Flanagan's, cake to eat by himself, roughly, when everybody else knew they had to come up with that money. They didn't have a solution. So there you have it, and now we have something. The same.
We were so lucky that he didn't talk that $35, $45 water in fee away, because if he had done that, we will be even in deeper trouble now. Okay.
No. It's going to be, if things kind of turn out the way they're saying, and people are having hard times paying for their mortgages and stuff, it's going to be tough adding a tax bill, a higher tax bill.
Everything is falling short. Everybody was thinking with the eggs from the chickens from the marijuana. Guess what? The chicken's not getting fit. So chicken's not giving eggs. And guess what? We are in line waiting for the chickens to put the eggs so we can have breakfast.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you're cutting something that's not there.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Who would have thought this happens every 100 years? Who would have thought this would have happened? But you're right. You can't.
I was just doing amigos with Linda, and I even the meters, it's going to fall short this year. Okay. The quarters, they collect $500,000 from those quarters.
Yep.
They collect $1.5 million from tickets.
Yeah.
Those that you late 2 minutes and you get $20.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know what you mean.
Know those that you're trying to stop somewhere and your bumper is touching the crosswalk and you got a $50 fine. Yeah. All those. Guess what? All those are missing. And that on the budget last year, was $1.5 million. That's the money they steal from us.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny, Carlos? It's not only us. The town of Tiverton, right? The casino money they were getting? Mm-hmm. They talked to the town of Lincoln, who has a casino there, and they said, listen to us. Don't make that part of your regular budget, the money from the casino. Make that as extras to fix your roads, whatever. What did the town of Tiverton do? The town of Tiverton voted to keep it in their budget. Now the casino's closed. They're like $2 or $3 million in the hole, but they didn't listen either. So it's not only in Fall River, So.
That's the thing. It's politics. I don't understand. Well, another thing that I feel very disappointed is the fact that citizens' input, all these committees are meeting. Yeah. And no citizens' input. So not the only way you need to participate is if you write a letter. Yeah. I think that's discrimination, because if I don't know how to write, how can I participate in the citizens' input?
Yeah. Or if you're not a good writer, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Some people might be embarrassed that, if they read the letter out.
Which is my case. Yeah. I know that I'm not a good writer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write something for them to laugh about it.
Yeah.
So guess what? But where's my chance to citizens input? Because what I'm telling you here, I could be telling them there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have the technology. They should let people call in.
They have to fund a way. They have to fund a way. People that sign up for citizens input, put them online, give them the 3 minutes. They done. You just put them out. That's it.
Yeah.
Disconnect them and follow the rest of the meeting. But I mean, it's I don't know. I think a lot of people's going to use this as excuses.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's new for them. I mean, I don't know if you watched the council meeting last night. You know, I saw it. It's hard. It's hard to keep up. You know what I mean? Because you basically have all these different screens going in and out, It's difficult, you know? So, but yeah, I mean, hopefully they'll resolve that issue. Hopefully, you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, other than that, I mean, you know, with the whole situation we have around the world, it's going to be interesting to say the least.
Oh, I don't know. So
5 to 6 months.
We have 3 minutes, and so what have you been doing on your free time?
Actually,
I never had so much free time in my hand. I'm going crazy. I don't know what to do. I think I fixed everything that I need to fix on my yard. I'm doing new projects. I'm changing the gutters on my house. I already fixed. I don't know what else to do now. Last week I just said, hey, guess what? I know how to sew. So I'm going to make masks. Let's do it. Let's make masks. So
hey, if I would have known you had nothing to do, I would have had you come up here and help me put in like a small fountain pond there, you know?
Yeah.
Like you have at your house. If I would have known you were free, I would have had.
So look what I've been doing.
Oh, cool. What is it? I can't see it clear. What is it?
That's from Frost.
Oh, cool.
The movie. This is good for moms that have babies.
Yeah.
You know.
Cool.
So this one's are red.
Cool. So you selling them or what?
No, I'm just giving them away. It's just to kill time. I'm not gonna. It's just to kill time. I entertain myself with this. Matter of fact, I run out of elastics. That's why they like this still, because they're not finished. I ordered online. I looked for elastics everywhere, and I had to order it online. So it will be in a couple of days to finish all this. No, I'm just killing my time and helping somebody if somebody needs a mask, you know, because guess what? They came to stay for a while. Yeah.
No, that's good. No, I mean, other than going for walks and, you know, watching some programs on TV, trying to read a little bit. I'm still working full time, so that kind of, you know, kills the day or helps the day. And it's been somewhat busy. So yeah, I've been busy with that and just trying to get fresh air on when we get a nice day like today again. It's crappy out.
Oh, you know? It's nice. It's nice out. So guess what? 30 minutes, we're gone. So let's get together next week again. And if you have time, we will do it again next week. If Steve gets time too. So thank you, Steve, to being on the other side and making this possible. And FRC Media for putting on the air for everybody. So see you next week. Thank you and God bless.